All right. Good morning, guys. Let's wait for another few minutes. We'll start the class. And I hope everyone joined last session. If anyone missed out, please share your details in the chat box so that I can forward you the first recording, what we discussed. And today we will see some basic Azure practically. We'll explore some services and components. Okay. So please share your details if you have not received the last session recording. And we'll start the class in few minutes. So this is what we discussed in the last class. So if anyone not joined last class, please share your details in the chat box. All right. I hope everyone is anyone missed out. So guys, keep your mic on mute. Any doubts or questions are there? I'm going to give you time end of this class. Same like yesterday. So you can ask your doubts, whatever questions that you have, or still it is not clear. You can call me after 11:30. I'll be free. Okay, we can discuss. So I hope everyone joined last session. If anyone missed out, kindly share your details so that you will get both recordings, today's and yesterday's recording. Okay, you just ping me in the chat box, whatever the queries that you have. All right, so in the last session, we have just gone through some basic BI process. Okay, and we've seen what are the different modules that we have in Azure Cloud. What are the services that we have in Azure? So we are not just focusing on the Azure Data Factory, we are completely focusing on all the services. Yes, definitely there is a key role of your data factory. Along with that, we also focusing on some other services, which is important for your data engineer certification. So in your data engineer or Azure Data Engineer process, you must require ETL, that is your data factory. Okay, so that is only the primary skill that is required for your Azure Data Engineer process. So in Azure Data Engineer process, this is what we do on daily basis. Whatever the data is there from any sources system, we extract the data, we transform them, and we load into a different places. So earlier we was pre-planning it, right? If you see the data warehouse systems, earlier what we are doing, we are pre-planning it. Pre-planning means what my client want the reports, what they want to see in the reports. Only that level of data we are extracting it. What my client is required, what I can provide to the report developers. Only that level of pre-planning we are doing it for your data storing purpose. Now the sources systems are increased. You're going to get any format of data, structure, semi-structure, unstructured, databases, REST URL, API, JSON file, Parquet file. So you need to be ready for to get all the data from any places, any sources system, and to apply some top of some logics, that is we call as transformations, restrictions, building some logic on top of that. The logic is nothing but just kind of restrictions of what data we want to show in the reports or what data we want to save. If there is a bad records or unwanted records which we not required it, unnecessary, we don't want to use that space for which not required. So there are different sources systems which is coming the data, and that data in a natural format that we call as raw format we store in the data lake current systems. So in all the companies right now, they are using data lake store. Whatever the data you extract from any sources system, we extract this data and we store in the natural format, that is raw format. And then you need to decide here after getting all the data stage, then you decide what you want to do. Whether you want to move this as a planned data warehouse, or you want to move as a planned data marts, or as a plan you want to display cubes in a summary format, or you want to go with the summary data that is going to be used by your reporting developers. Instead of writing a SQL queries here, we can directly ready to use data we can provide to the report developer or end users so that they can get easy and quick reporting. So that is what we have discussed in the last class, and you can see, observe, wherever you are processing it, you require ETL. Wherever you're processing it, it requires ETL. Wherever you're extracting, you require ETL. So these all the places are replaced with your data factory. Earlier we was discussing with SSIS, that is we have lot of drawbacks with SSIS, and it support only traditional process, like only structured data it supports. But as I said, data may come from any format, from any application, from any URL. So you need to ready for any format of data. So in data factory is a capability to process n number of sources are there. So earlier, how we are handling earlier, we were using third-party tools, third-party extensions in SSIS. The third-party companies are providing the extensions, like one of the third-party companies like Task Factory or Zappsys for your SSIS process. So these are the third-party companies who is providing you with semi-structured data or unstructured data. So you need to use these connections. You need to use the drag and drop features here, but it is a paid versions. So companies has to pay it to the third party companies. And this is a power pack we call generally. Earlier we was using. Microsoft was not given any sort of unstructured or semi-structured data support in SSIS. Even when you see your reporting developers, if your people are here or from the Power BI, earlier Microsoft was released the tool called RS is one of the component from MSBA stack. So you don't have that level of visualizations, that level of sources, but this all they have come across in this tool. They have a more visualizations, more number of sources, and a lot of things we have under the Power BI. The same way in MSBA also there is a one more tool called SSIS. SSIS. So we don't have that limitation. Microsoft released that tool in a form of cloud called Data Factory. In this Data Factory, you have more connections, more sources, lot of things you can do inside the Data Factory. And when you know this Data Factory, it will be used for your Azure Synapse Analytics or Fabric. So analytics and Fabric is depend on this process. In going further, if you remember last 5 years or 10 years back, there are a lot of requirement. Now also you have a lot of requirement on SBA, but as some level of experience. So this all combination they come across called a fabric. How they implemented MSBA with SSIS, reporting, ETL, analysis. MSBA is a full stack. The same way they introduce the concept called fabric, where you have ETL, where you have reporting, where you have analysis. Okay, this all they have inbuilt with a Spark framework and dedicated pool or SQL or serverless pool. So they have made advance. For that also you required a concept called ETL knowledge, data warehouse knowledge, or data engineer process knowledge. So you're not just doing the reporting level, you are also doing the other part. So when you don't have the work, definitely they will ask you to work on these modules. You need to backtrack how the data is coming. Backtrack means you are not just doing on this part, you need to backtrack the process, how the data is coming, from where it is coming, what logic is implemented. So this work they're going to give you in real time. This work we have to do. So even the client also raised the data is not correct. The clients are very sharp. They have you are showing in the report like 100 records, but in the source it having 150 records. So simply they will raise the concern that where is the 50 records? Where is the 50 records? Why it is showing the difference? Because they have checked with the source team. They're saying that there's a 150 records. Why you are showing 100 records in your reports? What reporting team will do? Sir, we have 100 records. We are showing 100 records only. Why 100? He's giving a screenshot of 150 records. Then this team, you will going to send this data, asking the team, do the analysis. Again, these people will do start analyzing it. Not only just development, they will start doing analysis. Why 100? They will open the packages. They will open the ETL. Where is some logic logic has written, some restrictions has been written. This all they will see here. Okay, so this you need to backtrack from one source to different sources systems. And then maybe it may be because of some restrictions in the package, which is not allowing this kind of bad records or 150 records. So that logic we have to implement, that logic we have to explain to the client, a user, because these users are from the business background. They don't know what logic has been written in the packages or in the data engineer process. So this is how we call as ad hoc request, or you are working on ticketing part. You are not just working on the development, you also working on the ad hoc part. You also working with the ticketing, because you are sitting in India, client raised from the other country, client don't know who are you, from where you are working. So that is what any company, MNC company, they work on ticketing part. Ticketing, they maybe use Jira, they maybe use ServiceNow, they maybe use a different tools they have for ticketing. So to interact with the customers, to interact with the developer, to interact with your development team. Okay. So we'll see one practically how to extract the data from one source system and how to load the data in the data lake, and from data lake how to store in the databases, and then how we are going to do the reporting part. I'll show you one practically. So to do the practically, what we required database, we required data lake, we required tool, we required system, source system, or any storages. Then we required reporting. So we'll come one by one. So first we'll create one storage, then we'll create the database, sorry, the ETL tool. So you no need to install anything in your system, everything in the cloud. Every entire project we are doing in the cloud, but earlier in on-premises, we are doing manually in our local. We required a software, a setup file. We required setup file. We need to install manually. But here you don't require any manually. Okay, let's see here how to do that. So to start with this, as I told in the last session also, we required the portals. One is account creation. Other one is entire end-to-end project development, this portal. So this project, let's go to the azure.com. Go to the azure.com. Click here. Type azure.com. Okay, this is the place where you can start your account. So if you don't have free account, you need to create a free account, and it is a very free, and it is a Microsoft giving you 200 USD dollars itself. This is a pay as you go, which is you going to pay from your pocket. That is monthly billing. Okay, this is how we can start with the free account, right? So once you click on free, it will ask you to sign up. Otherwise, just go to the portal.azure.com. Once you sign up, this is the account. All right, sorry guys, let's start with this. So what we require first, we require system, sources system. So for that, I'm just creating one storage in the cloud itself. Okay, click on storage account. So very simple. Everything you need to install in Azure portal itself. No manual, no on-premises. Okay, so there are few things you need to understand. There are few points that you need to understand. What is subscription? What is resource group? What is resources services? We are going to see in detail in our regular classes. Okay, so let's create a project. Vinay Tech demo resource group or project. Whatever you want to give a name, just give a unique name. Okay, and your account name here is, this is my source data logs. Okay, review. So what all these things, don't worry right now, you no need to worry about it. Just in one page, I'm creating a drive where I'm going to get a data on daily basis. Okay. So at the same time, parallelly also, you can take one more tab, you can create it. Okay, let's create. What we required on second one is ETL2. So you no need to install manually again in on-premises. In on-premises, we have SSIS to install this tool. Okay, now here I'm creating data factory. Click on create. ADF demo, new, and review and create. No need to install anything in on-premises again. Okay, so click on create. Two things is ready. One is you can see the storage account, source data, logs is ready. That is your service called blob service. You have a container. Here I'm going to use one folder called source logs data. So how you're going to get the data from here? Through applications. Who is going to do? There is a separate application team is there. So this at front end, in the front end, there will be some separate systems will be there who every day dumping the data in the sources system. So you're going to get the file over here. Okay, for now, I'm uploading it, this file. So do you have any file here? Let's see data, practice data. Can I see any data here? Okay, let's take this file, upload. So you can view the data. Let me upload another file. Which having more records. So we have a more records with a country-wise split. Okay. So this record, this file having records country-wise split. Let me delete this file. Okay, these are the records and these are the fields which having ID, e-name, e-salary and countries. So these records which are coming from this sources system. Okay, country-wise data. This is also already we created it. Can we see? In another tab, I created it. Yes, it is created. Deployment success. Can I open and launch the data factory? Yes. This is the data factory studio. So where you're going to do the development, the pipeline development, data pipeline development. Okay. What we required next? We require data lake or database. Sir, my project is directly loading the data from here. You can do directly. No, sir, I want to first dump here and I want to dump then this one. Yes, you can do that also. So very simple. So how you're going to load? You're going to develop one pipeline. What is the pipeline name? Pipeline name is loading the data from source system. That is the source is nothing but your blob to data lake and from data lake to SQL database. This is my pipeline name. There are three steps. Loading the data from source to blob, then nothing, oh sorry, the blob to data lake to Azure SQL. No, sir, how you can directly load instead of using the data lake directly? Can you load? Yes, we can load directly also. Okay, but you need to understand the data first. So I'm going to create one more service called database. See, everything I'm creating in cloud itself, in the portal itself. Physically, I'm not taking any sort of tool to install. Everything in the cloud. That is what now companies what they are doing. They don't want a on-premises maintenance. If you go and purchase a SQL Server license, very costly. Here, whatever the version, whatever the license you want, everything is there. You just need to pay how much time you are using it. Okay. SQL database. What is your database name? Let's suppose I want to take my database name is customer database. So if you know the database are in the SQL Server. So what is SQL Server? What is database? Going further, we'll see some basic topic in SQL. But I request you need to know basic SQL knowledge. Not only for a data engineer process, you go any BI process. Whether you go any tool, Power BI, Tableau, Click, any BI tool, you required SQL basic knowledge. If you don't know SQL basic knowledge, it will be tough because I don't want to hide later, sir, SQL is also using it. Yes, to verify the data, to create the data, to store the data. SQL Server is a box storing the data. It is a kind of a box to store your data in a structure format. So to extract the data from the box, we need a language with interactive to a language called SQL language, structure query language. Okay, SQL Server is simply a kind of box where you store your data. It is not a that server, it is just a box to store your data, to read with the data, to interact with that box, we require SQL knowledge. Okay, so basic I'm going to explain you, but you must need to know basic SQL because interviews is going on SQL also. My server name is Vinay SQL Server. Where you are loading, where you are storing? In this location. When you want to install, if you install anything in your local laptops or local computer, you first prefer the C drive. If C drive is 500 GB, your data is more than 1 TB, what you going to do? You simply drop some, you will clear some space, or you will take some external disk. This is what you do, right? You cannot directly add a 1 TB here. That may affect to your performance to your laptops and degrade the performance, and a lot of issues you'll get. System slowdown, hanging, because infrastructure also should support that 1 TB. Same like your laptop only. Just consider your laptop. So that is what it is, more flexibility here. Whatever the location you want, you select here. Wherever you want to install it, not a problem. And how much GB you required, you select that. I want 1 GB, 2 GB, 100 GB, and it is like not a one time. See, I'm giving user ID and password also to save. So it is not like one time you are selecting 32 GB, that 32 GB is fixed. It is up to you. Today you selected 1 GB, tomorrow you want to increase. Yes, easily you can increase or decrease. Today you selected like 20 GB. Yes, tomorrow, sir, my data was increasing, my business is increasing, I want to increase. Yes, you increase it to 150, to 200. So you want to scale down, you can scale down. That is the property, that flexibility. Okay. So right now I'm just selecting minimum 1 GB of disk, minimum of 5 DTUs. So here also, sir, if you're selecting 5 GB, how it will be performance? Performance, right? Your laptop also will be charged based on the, not based on the storage. Your laptop will be charged based on what? The core processors, the CPUs, the processor, RAM, that's more important. If you increase that one core to one more core, it will affect a lot of cost. It will change entire cost. But when you increase 500 to 1 TB, it will not cost you that important because performance is very important. Okay, so we can set up the performance also. How to set up going further, I'm going to explain you that. Okay, simply one page review. It is going to charge you 400 rupees per month. Okay, sir, who is going to pay this amount? This Microsoft going to give you 200 USD dollars. And this is also per month, not immediately one day it will not charge. One day it will one around 1 rupee, 2 rupees. Okay, and costing is very less in Azure compared to other cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud Provider, Amazon Web Services, or IBM Cloud. Okay, very less in pricing, more services. Just simply review and create. Okay, what we created system, we stored a file also here, log also available, data factory is ready, and database is ready. Can we dump? We extract, we'll dump here. Okay, let's see how to do that. See, everything is deployment. How it is happening, what is happening, backend, we don't know. So who is going to take care backend, we don't know. So whatever the information you given, it is submitting it to the whatever backend they have AI or they have some scripts, it going to create. Okay, backend they have some scripts. Based on that script, they will create. Whatever the information you enter, it will work. Right? Let's see how to create now. So next step, what we need to do, very simple. So we'll create a pipeline one. Already we created pipeline, right? What we need to do, we need to copy the data. There is an activity. Just you need to drag and drop. What you want to copy the data? I want to copy the data from the source, from the blob storage to the Azure SQL data warehouse or database. Okay. So what is your source? My source is, where is the file? The file is in the Azure storage account. Where is that Azure storage account? That Azure storage account in the, this file is under the blob services. The file is under blob storage. Okay, so I'll just see here, lot of services, lot of sources here you have. I told you, right? Why it is more than the SSIS here. So you not required any third party like your task factory, SAP is everything is available here. So whatever the sources you want, even you didn't heard about the other storages, every sources are available. And this tool is something is controlled from a Microsoft only. They will keep on added new storages. It is like updates. They'll keep on adds. Okay, wherever you require the data, all the data are available. Okay, so I want what you want. Let's search for the blob, Azure blob storage. What format you want, structure, semi-structure, unstructured. What type of file here? Just select the file. Type of file here is CSV. So just select and see the CSV. Continue. And this is my source data set. Do you have any connection between data factory and this one? No, we don't have a connection. I'm going to create a connection. What is link services? Don't worry guys, now don't take. I'm going to help you on these connections. Very simple, very easy to create. Now in one class, you will not learn everything. Okay, you require some time to learn everything step by step. So this is my file. Can you see this is only the file? Yes, this is the file. I have connected to this one, and this is my file. So do you want to see the data? Just preview the data. This is the records, top records. Source is done. What is the target? Target is my database. Target is my database. This is my database. Okay. I want to call my database. How are you going to call? So you can see Vinay SQL Server is a server name. Okay. Under Vinay SQL Server, if you observe slash database name, customer database. Okay, this you need to call. How you going to call? Here you will have an option called server name. Okay, or else just go here, click on new. You want database, type SQL Server. So its data is in the on premises or data in the cloud. Data is in the cloud. Select here. So this is my data set. What is your database name? This is my account name. This is my server name. The database name is customer database. And what is the username? And what is the password? You remember I just created a user ID and password while creating this server. Okay. Testing connection is done. So do you have any table? Sir, I don't have table. How to create? So can I create a table? So this is my server name. Copy the server name, which we see here. There's a tool called SSMS in on-premises. Sir, I don't have any SSMS. No problem. In cloud only, we use a concept called query editor. Here only you can write, verify the data. You can write, you can verify your data here itself. If you don't know SSMS, not a problem. What you want to do? I want to create a table that is a customer data, customer ID, customer name, customer salary or customer revenue, and country. And click OK. Table is ready. And do you want to see the data? No data right now. Can we load this data here by using process in data engineer process? Refresh. You will find a table name called customer data because we just created it. And click OK. In this table, we want to get the data. Okay. So mappings, because mapping is very important in ETL. The source columns are different. Source columns are different. Your table, this is your table. But what you want to map, employee ID, I want to map to CAD. Employee name to map to the customer name. Salary to map to this one. Countries match. That's it. So can we load the data? Let's click on start button. So my question is, why are you people are loading the data to the database? Why you are loading the data to the database? Why can't you analysis that file here itself? Can anyone explain me why we are loading this data to the database, sir? Why we are loading? Why can't you analyze the data, country-wise data here itself? What is the purpose of loading the data? Sir, it is a demo. We are loading the data from source to target. But what is the purpose of loading the data? Who ask you to load the data? If the client is asking the analysis, I can give direct analysis from the file only. There is a file here. I can read this file easily. I can read this file. I can present this data. Sorry, I can present this data in Excel also. In Excel, I'll paste this data. I'm good at in Excel. Okay. I'll paste this data in Excel. Whatever data you want, I'm going to show in the table format. If still this is not sufficient, you want country-wise analysis, I'm going to put a pivot table. Country-wise he want analysis, country-wise revenue he want, country-wise revenue he want, country-wise IDs he want, counts he wants employee IDs. So Canada having 6 employees, is it? Canada having 6 employees. Can we see? I'll just go and I'll filter. I'll put a filter on Canada. I can see there are 6 employees and their total is this much. Double one, this one 8. Okay, this much of count. Why we are loading the data to the database? Easily we can do the analysis in the file. Sir, we cannot apply some graphs. I will apply the graph. You want graph? Put a graph. Do you have any insert graph? What type of graph you want? More column chart, pie chart, line chart, 3D chart? What analysis you want? Tell me, I'll help you with this Excel. US is this much, Canada is this much. And you can see this values also matching. What values you want? Separate counts. I'll show the counts also. Count, you can see the slowly in the below. Here is a count. Count also is matching. Then what is the use of going Power BI and this one? We can implement here itself. We can do the analysis here only. Why is required this whole process? A lengthy process. Yes, guys, anyone know that? So in Excel also,
Limitation, data limitation, number of.
data limitation. Exactly, data limitation. A big process, multiple sources. We cannot do in the manual work. Manual work, you cannot implement this one. Every day you cannot do manual. Today you will get data from here. Tomorrow they will ask you to pull from the API. Tomorrow they'll ask for to pick from the database directly. It is not possible. Everyday manual work. So millions of record may come on daily basis. If put you Excel also, you can question me, sir. Excel also will support max to max 1 lakh, 10 lakhs records. If you have a 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs record or 1 million record, how you going to handle it? 2 millions. How you going to handle it? It's not possible in Excel also. Some basic ad hoc request is okay. Basic analysis is okay. On daily basis, you are getting lakhs of records. I will show you the logs, my company logs. Every day we get minimum 2 to 3 lakhs from one location. Like this, we have multiple locations. So I'm working for one of the project called, I told you right in the yesterday's class, I'm working for one of the project on BSNL. BSNL, they have different circles. Circle means different states. Different states data we every day we get a different volume of data. Okay, if you be with me, I'll show you end of the class. We get a logs every day, millions of record we get. So it's not possible every day to do manual work. So that is the reason we need to process this data every day through data engineer process, through the ETL process. Every day we need to extract and need to load the data on daily basis. On daily basis. And wherever the data is there, we need to extract, no doubt. We have to extract. So that is what our process will come in the picture. data engineer process. Okay. So tomorrow they will ask this way, or this way. And we can see is our ETL is processed. Yeah, data is loaded. Can you see the picture? This is my source system. This is my target system. How many records are read? One file is read. Almost that 43 records are processed. Can I go and check in the database? Can I see here? Yes. Can I see the counts also? If you know basic SQL, you know the count function, 43. Sir, I want to access in on-premises in my local laptop. Yes, you can access. In my local laptop, I have a database. Provide here. Provide the password. Connect to the local also. See, in the cloud, I am created Vinay SQL Server. I can connect in local also. In local SSMS also, I can connect and view the data. Can you see the table data? Let's see here. So same data, whatever we are doing analysis, same data you can do through the query also. Through the query also. If you know basic SQL, you can write the basic SQL commands from the customer. What is the table name? Customer data. This is the table name. And same how you are showing the data country wise. So I'll also show you the data country wise. I want sum of the revenue and as revenue and count of the employee IDs or CIDs as counts group by country is the same data what they are doing in Excel, same data. So when you know basic, you can write a basic commands. Same data if you want to display in the reporting level, yes, you connect your Power BI, you connect your whatever the tools you have, and then connect to your Azure data factory. Through whatever data we loaded, we can see, we can show the data in the reporting tools, whether SSRS, Tableau, Power BI, whatever your company is using. Company may use different tools, no doubt. But the process, wherever the company go, you require this process, no doubt. Data engineer process. Okay. So how to display data through Power BI also. Yes, you can connect to your reporting tool and you can display the data. Let's see how to display the data. So I'm going to use a blank report. Where is your data? Data is in the server. Okay. Which server? If you go to the overview, you will find a server name here. This is my server name. Here is my data. So get the data from more places. That more places nothing but your Azure. Okay. Under Azure, SQL database. SQL database. And we can see right hand side, there are multiple visualizations. Then your SSRS, your server name, your database name, and click on connect. And display, instead of doing manual work in Excel, we can do automation by using the reporting. This reporting is very quickly we can learn. It's not a big task. We can easily manage. Okay. So again, I'm saying who are going for the data engineer process, for them, it is not required any reporting tool, guys. Keep in this mind. If people are looking for a reporting, they must go with a ETL knowledge. No doubt. You try it once, then let us know. Okay. Power BI is a reporting tool, not a ETL tool. So we are going to see the data in a different visualizations. Instead of this date table, I'm not able to understand this table. I want this graph. Table means client will not understand this table. They want graph, lines, pie chart. This is all information they want. Easily they can understand. So how much revenue it covered to this country? So I can easily show through pie chart, line chart. See, 43 records are processed. Okay. So I'll show this pie chart through pie chart. I'm going to show how much scale my country wise, the revenue, how much it covered. At the same time, I'm going to show the country wise, the IDs covered. And you can see focus on this, how much it is covered. Total revenue is 12 lakhs, which is covered most around in Canada region. So whatever data we are given, now they will do the data analyst team. What they do, they will analyze this data. Next stage is data scientist. With this data, they will predict what may be the revenue next, what may be the loss, how we can resolve, how we can do promotion. That is the data scientist work. Predictions, analysis, whatever the data given by the data engineer. Okay. Same way for counts. How much counts, how much revenue it generated, or you can create same like a dashboard. You can add multiple charts, multiple values. Okay. So right now, how much it is count for Canada? It is around this one, 6. What happened if suddenly somebody, your junior or someone is again they restarted it because they don't know you started already. They restarted it. So they don't know. And suddenly what happened? Your teammate is started the process again. What will happen in that case? Data will be a duplication. Data is going to be a duplicate. And how this data will be duplicate? In the reports, what it will show? Wrong records. 43 is just we have seen in the morning. How suddenly it got changed the records. 43 plus how much more? 43. Again, data got duplicate. So total record, I just click, the client will refresh the report. What will happen? Immediately, data will change. Now the ticket will start. Your analysis will start from here. So how much record you have? You can see here now. So earlier it was 6. Now the total count is 12. It was 12 lakhs. Now it will be 24 lakhs. How it will be difference? 24 lakhs. Now they will start raising the P1 ticket, P2 ticket, P3 tickets. They will start raising the tickets, and that ticket you need to backtrack from here now. So once you share the report, you will start backtracking the data, why it is duplicate, why it is coming like this. So each package you open, you need to see it is running multiple times, or somebody is executed, or it is not executed. How we can avoid this one? Even though they run multiple times, data should not get duplicated. So there will be some loading process we have. So some loading process like a full load, delta load, incremental load, and other process, regular load. Okay, these all are loading process you need to understand as per the ETL developer. So whatever the data is there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply apply a delete operation. What delete operation? Before loading the data must be empty first. Now you run 100 times also. You run 100 times also, there will be no change in the records. Until next day you get a new records. Until unless you get next day a new records, the data will be shown same data for whole day. If next day the transactions come, then it will show you new records. Now you can see the report will come into the original position. I'm not changing anything. I'm not changing anything. I'll just click on refresh. It will come in the original records. 43. That's it. Now you can see the records count. How much it is? Click on this one. What is the count? 6 records. It should be 12 lakhs. Yes, it is a 12 lakhs. 45% is covered in your circle. Even if you run one more time also, it will not change. This is the use of process called full load process. Okay, so going further, we'll see a lot of activities are there, lot of transformations are there. These all transformations we're going to cover in regular class. How to combine multiple sources, transformations, aggregations, Windows functions, these all are there. Sort, filter, data, alter row, this transformation we're going to cover in regular classes, okay? And there are multiple activities, lookup activities, or synapse, different activities we're going to discuss in regular classes. There are scheduling process we have. Trigger every day you want not to run manually. I'm running right now manually. You want to run on daily basis, minutely, hourly, secondly, daily basis. However you want to run, you can run monthly basis. Okay. The jobs automatically the pipeline will execute. That time you no need to do any manual run, no manual activities. Everything is should go with automation. If that is failed, you need to fix it. That is a support come development. Like that, you need to work. Okay. Clear? So going further, we'll discuss how to load here, how to load here, how to load this all entire project we're going to do. So right now we have implemented this case study. Okay. So we have seen this process. What we did today, we loaded the data from the blob storage with the help of data factory tool. We loaded the data here and we analyzed the data in the Power BI. Tomorrow the data is in the cloud or in on-premises. As I told you in last class, DRDO data, defense data, bank data, they store in on-premises. They have separate cloud centers. So our center is, if you are from Hyderabad, so you people know the what in orbit mall, right, in Hattek city. So backside to the in orbit mall, you see there is a data centers are there, offices. Our company data we store over there. There's a big data center we store over there. So many companies data center, there is a separate data center team is there who is going to work on that particular temperature, particular management. They'll take care about the data center part. But here, everything in the cloud. Clear? Any questions? Any doubts so far here?
Hi, Bruno. One question from my side.